Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy, the channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis, updated commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it together. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all of these topics and subjects, looking for potential investment opportunities, sharing those opportunities with everyone in the community. And we do have a special coupon code going on. Special is the coupon code. You get 50% off the first month only, and a larger discount on the yearly membership if you'd like to switch from a monthly to a yearly or go directly to a yearly. We've got a question and answer session coming up tomorrow, Saturday at 7 a.m. Mountain Time. So I'll see you guys there who are a part of the community and want to join. Those are taped, and we do put those on the website after they are complete. So let's dive in, take a look. Starting with the dollar. So we got the DXY. The DXY is heading lower. Usually, when we get markets get a little bit scared and fear, usually the dollar goes up, not down, with interest rates going down. We've got the dollar going down at the same time that we have interest rates going down. Kind of a weird mix here. But overall, this very well could go lower for the dollar. And again, these bull markets are a signal for commodity bull markets if we get that dollar to eventually fall. And the dollar generally falls with yields overall. But if there is a fear event, usually see the dollar go up with yields going down. The 2-year yield dropping quite a bit today, down 2.1%. We're still within this channel, so to speak, but big time buying pressure in yields. The 10-year was also down quite a bit, down about 2.3%. We are above support of this guy, or right on top of support of that guy going across. And we got some selling pressure, or I should say buying pressure in bonds, lower yields is what we got today. And we're right at support. And then the 30-year also down quite a bit today, 1.76% down. And we're still above a lot of support for the 30-year yield. Lots of support going across all over the place. TYX, TNX ratio moving higher. As we back out, this very well could come up. What does that mean? Gold does real well under those conditions is what that means. We get a slowdown in the market. We could get maybe a recession, and this comes back up. This occurred 2018 all the way till 2020. And then we reversed and headed lower. So that very well could be in the cards if this continues higher, or TYX, TNX ratio. We could put kind of a trend line through here that we're right at, that we could easily break out of at any second here. TLT bond prices are up. So price is up, coming back. Now, this is interesting. We're underneath this resistance line. So we could be doing a retest where we roll back over. Tough to say in the short term here, guys. Tough to say. What I would do is just watch. Watch and see what the markets do. If there is a recession or a slowdown in the market, we would see, generally what we see is people running into bonds. The yields drop, and we see that. But you're underneath resistance here, so you got to break back through that. 2 and 10, as weird as it is, the yield curve inverted a little bit today. We are still in this pattern of a potential falling wedge with a 3-hump consolidation, and then the dead period right at the end of it. That hasn't broken out in either direction yet. We've got gold up. Now, gold, this is a day where I guess they roll the futures contract, so it's a little bit distorted. If I just type in gold, it was up 0.84% today. Strong day, rip it higher. All the conditions today support gold moving up. We've got silver that is down 0.86% today. Still looks good. We're trying to break out of this $35 range and close up above it. But momentum is up. It still looks good. And I saw earlier heavy selling in the beginning of the day. A lot of people are saying that potentially it has something to do with manipulation and trying to control the market, but we'll see. Platinum down slightly today, and we are still squeezing in that squeeze of a squeeze. Squeeze of a squeeze. Squeezing on up. Palladium is down $4 an ounce, down 0.42%, and still looks okay. Lots of sideways trading the past few weeks. GDX down 0.4%, GDXJ down 1.1%, and SILJ down 3.25%. We could see follow through depending on what the overall markets are doing. We saw a lot of selling pressure in the S&P 500. We saw a lot of selling pressure in the NASDAQ. So sometimes, depending on the selling pressure, everything kind of sells off. And today, we saw a lot of things sell off. So they call that a sell-off across the board. And sometimes it yanks everything down with it. So XAU to gold ratio, it is down. Again, this hasn't changed. It's still very cheap. And it's trying to work its way on higher. But today, everything sold off. Crude oil also sold off. We're right at that resistance line going across here. We're trying to break through it. If there is a recession, I think it depends on what oil demand does. Generally, during recessions, oil demand doesn't really get hit that much. So it becomes a supply-demand game. And it's unknown how much demand would be killed in a recession. And most recessions, demand doesn't really get killed unless you shut down the economy like C19. But we're down 1.16% today. It could go down further. It looks like we squeezed up a little bit in this corner here on the short term. And then broke out to the downside. So we might go down a little bit. We'll have to see what kind of follow through there is. We had lots of selling pressure across the board, not in commodities, but across the board in general. And we have to see how this reacts to that selling pressure. Being down 1%, with the NASDAQ and S&P down more than 1%, it's holding on. It's holding on. TTF gas down a little bit. It's also holding on. Not a ton of selling pressure going on over here. So it's holding on. It looks okay. Everything's all right. Now, if the markets continue to sell off, the S&P and the NASDAQ, we could see these continue to sell off too. So it is a possibility. We are underneath resistance for TTF gas. Natural gas in America up 4%. Now, we need to produce more natural gas, so I would expect prices to go up. We got to refill inventories. We've got to do all that stuff. We are kind of in between seasons, so in terms of seasonality. So that's the game we're playing. that's where we're at. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, down 0.88%. Now, this looks strong. It's a down day. It's down 0.88. It's down less than oil, and it's down less than everything else for the most part. So that is strength in a weak market. Now, is it going to survive a large sell-off in the S&P? I don't know. But we'd like to see strength, selling pressure be muted on selling down days in the overall market. That's what we're looking for, and that's what it did today. OIH down 1.33. It's right above support. We'll see if this support holds or if we decide to head lower. I'm seeing bottoming patterns in a lot of individual companies, but the overall markets can overwhelm those patterns at times. So again, we'll have to watch and monitor to see what type of influence the overall markets have on the energy sector. Newcastle Coal Futures up 1.53% today, looking real strong, like it's trying to put in a bottom here for coal. I know that seems kind of weird, but there we are. That's a bullish engulfing candlestick on a weekly basis. It actually looks pretty good. We're right above support as well. Sprout Physical Uranium Trust down 1.71. And again, we had a lot of selling pressure, but look at the way this is falling. We've got two large up candlesticks, boom, boom, small selling pressure pulling back. That is a bullish formation to go higher. I know it may not feel like that when we're just kind of grinding away each of these, this past week or two. But that's what I generally see, and it usually comes back to the bottom here, and that's about where we're at. Uranium futures pricing up a teeny bit. It's trying to put in a bottom. URA down 2.35. Now the equities might get more selling pressure. I talked about a potential double bottom here. We'll see if that holds. I'd like to see some turning around of this selling pressure, and it hasn't done that yet. You can see that we're coming down, down, down. We've got support through here. That's where I'm looking. I'm looking for support. I want to see it kind of come down and bounce sideways. So we're right at that support. We'll see if we get any. It's still in a downtrend in the very short term. Uranium, same thing. We've still got that downtrend, but support could be coming. So we'll see if we get any here. That's what we're looking for. URNJ, similar thing. Now we got a little bit of support, just a teeny bit. Just a little closing at the end of the day. That's it. No, it's not turned yet, but we have to see. Watch the overall markets, see if the overall markets continue to roll over and move lower. If they move lower, then we got to look to see what kind of support we have here and if it holds. Copper down slightly, not a big deal here. Not a ton of selling pressure. A little bit of a reversal candlestick on the weekly candlestick here, but it's holding on. Momentum is still up. We might have a little consolidation or whatever there. COPX down. Everything's getting sold off today, guys. Most everything. Down 3% for COPX. Iron ore holding on. It's a commodity. Still looks good. We've got aluminum down slightly. A little bit more selling pressure here. It looks like we're losing our support coming up here. We could see a little bit of a loop or something like that. But we were unable to break through this resistance there. You can see all those wicks at the top. Nickel moving higher, 0.16. But on the weekly candlestick to show it. Big double bottom. We'll work our way on up, I think, eventually. Move down 1.7%. Pulling on back today. Again, we'll have to see follow through. Is it just a single day where everything got sold off? Or is there follow through in the overall markets where they continue lower and start to drag everything with it? Totally a possibility. Emerging markets are down 1.86. Sell everything. KRE's down 2%. That looks pretty bad. I've got the candlestick there and the rising wedge. Those generally roll over. TAN down 0.7. Looking like crap. We've got lithium down 2.2. Little wick at the bottom. I like seeing some buying pressure come in. Could be maybe a kind of a short-term little support area there coming through here. This is still sitting on top of patterns. Still looks good. Then REMX down 2.18. Nothing really spared today. A lot of selling pressure. But we'll see if that candlestick's legit or if it's just a sell everything type of an event day. But we are still above support and have broken downtrends. Still looks good. Potentially go higher. Baltic Dry Index down 0.8, right underneath the average. Going across there still looks good. We've got XHB down 2.7%. Pretty big selling pressure day to day, and that does look pretty strong. We're back to this support area through here. We'll see if it holds. Again, the overall markets, if it pukes, it could bring everything with it. Very well could. Now, Russell 2000, big strong selling pressure down 2%. We've got a rising wedge. We broke that to the downside. Momentum down. SPX, momentum down 2%. We did not clear this resistance area that I drew in there. So what we did is we broke through the support came back to do a retest and are heading lower, as expected to some degree. NASDAQ doing the same thing, but from a weaker vantage point. We blew through that hot knife through butter, came back up a little bit, and that's all it could muster. Now we're selling off. Watch here. This could get a little bit ugly if we start to break down even further from where we are today. So get ready if you're looking at the composite index. These are distribution candlesticks, the big reds. That's your sign that we are going to turn, potentially go lower. A lot of people were telling me, no, the NASDAQ, we're going to run all the way up to the top of the real estate market. That the real estate market is in a blow-off stage. They call it the winner's curse phase. I think we're earlier than that, guys. I think we are. This is like mid-cycle wobble that we are in. I think maybe a lot of people got confused with the 2020 event, which we had this event, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out here. SMCI down 1.32%. That's broken downward. Momentum down. Nvidia down 1.58%. Some distribution candlesticks up there. Again, we'll see if there's follow through here. We are seeing the highs come on down, and these lows are starting to come, and we'll see if we can break and make a new low. That is a downtrend. Bitcoin down 4%. Doesn't look all that great. Kind of broke through this guy here. That is an upward facing pattern, and it's broken to the downside now. Looks pretty crappy. Ethereum also down 6%, and again, this is a upward facing pattern that's broken to the downside. Bearish. MicroStrategy, I was surprised it's got this little throw over top there, but here it is falling about 11% today. This could get real ugly for MicroStrategy. I know Michael, he is known for buying tops and getting real heavy into the NASDAQ bubble. He's probably pretty heavy into this bubble here. And I don't know. Seems like it's the cross on this top here. The VIX is up 16%. We're coming back up above this resistance support. We broke out. Here's our retest, and this could run higher here. Very well could. So not looking too good, and hopefully that goes up controlled and not a huge ramp higher. Because if it ramps higher, it means you've got strong selling pressure in the market, very strong selling pressure. And then I've got the unemployment rate, just to watch the unemployment rate. So a lot of these, what occurs is you get recessions as these roll on up. This is the unemployment rate. Keep that in mind. These are all recessions. It's starting to come on up, and we very well could be at the beginning here of a recession. That is a very strong possibility. And what you'll see, if it plays out like previous markets, is that this will go up, generally driven by residential construction, the employment there. And then you'll see the yield curve drop like a rock. The 2-year will drop like a rock here. If you see that, that is generally where the slowdown it's happening, basically. That's what you want to watch. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. Specials, that coupon code. We'll see you tomorrow, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, where we do our Q&A session. But that's all I've got for today, guys. So we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.